Hello drone video fans, I'm Bill and this is a 9.5 minute video highlighting the Lake Erie Bluffs Park, which is located in Perry, Ohio, in northeast Ohio, right on the shore of Lake Erie. We got out here early in the morning and before there would be a lot of people out here, and we took off from one of the pathways that they have. They're all paved pathways, and this sign that's in front of us lists all the information, everything you wanted to know about the park, and rules, regulations, and information, and so on and so forth. Here's the main pavilion, and it's a fairly new construction, as you can see. And my intention was to fly over the top of it with my Phantom 3 Advanced, and then switch it into the point of interest mode. So in order to do that, you have to point the gimbal down and fly over the top of your point of interest, then back off from it, and to set the radius of the circle you wanted to fly around, and then start it. But it had been so long since I'd used that particular feature, I forgot which icon to press on my viewing device, and so in the end I wound up deciding to just fly it manually. So we're doing this part of the video. We're flying it manually, just with using the control sticks here. So again, you can see the metal roof structure, several outside picnic tables, very nice, not only shrubbery, but looks like it's professionally landscaped. Right where we're looking at now, underneath that part is the restrooms. They have very nice restrooms facilities, much better than a lot of park facilities. That bin that you see on the side and the doorway are for the custodians and custodian supplies, like hand towels and stuff like that they would use to put in the restrooms and so on. And as we continue to go around here, we have doors here on the front. You see in front of you is a fireplace with stacks of wood on either side of it, so you can come out here in the evening and sit down at one of those picnic tables and build yourself a nice fire inside that fireplace. And again, we're getting around to the side here, and you can see more picnic tables and an interior, so that if some inclement weather were all of a sudden to hit, you would have a place to get in out of the rain and so on and so forth. So at that point, I finally remembered which button to press on or which icon to press on my viewing device. It sort of came back to me, and I smacked myself in the forehead, and I said, "You idiot." So I did that, and I had it all set up and just let it go around here and continue to do the shoot. See, venting on the top of the facility there to make sure that there's always fresh air inside the facility, especially in the restrooms that they have. You see also a lot of paved pathways, and you'll get a chance to see a lot more of that when we take it up for a little panoramic view. But there's definitely places for they have the outdoor barbecue stations there for if you don't have your own that you bring with you. Some people like bringing their own. Even the garbage receptacles are built in areas that are protected, so that like animals like raccoons and such don't tip them over and get inside them and start throwing stuff all around all over the place. That's always a possibility, but they're pretty good about coming out here regularly and emptying all of the refuse receptacles. And again, this is so new that there's no graffiti or anything. At this point, I decided I'd tap the speed and on the circle me or point of interest mode and speed things up a little bit. So I went from like a 2.2 mile per hour speed level and jumped it up to like 9 miles an hour. And again, you can change the radius of the circle by just pulling back on your pitch stick to change that. So after making enough circles there, we decided to take a quick look at the paths that they have. They have these paths which are good. They lead through the woods. They're along the lake. They're good for walking. You see, there's as I was finishing the shoot, I saw quite a few people out here walking, and all along the lake front, you see these benches, and there are some signs along the lakefront that give information on the kind of birds you can expect to see. There's a lot of not only small songbirds, but you do see some raptors. There are bald eagles that fly over the area, as well as turkey vultures, and they show you how to differentiate between the two of them. And you can see that pathway goes in two directions, right through those woods, and then around back to the parking lot. Here we're turning back and getting a look at Lake Erie, which was fairly calm this morning because there wasn't much wind blowing. So then we're just gonna kind of sidle it over here to the left and give you a look of both at the lake. And the thing that was interesting to me is there's so much trees and shrubbery and so on and so forth along the bank over here that they didn't seem to have much in the way of erosion, which is a problem if you watch some of my other videos with Lake Erie. Along Lake Erie, there's always a fairly good amount of erosion going along the lake shore. There's one of those signs that gives additional information on the the kinds of birds and whatnot that you'll find in the area. And at this point, we decided we're gonna lift it up and do a panorama and give you a little view of the park itself. So I didn't climb up too high, maybe a little over 100 feet, and just enough to be able to take in not only the park, but the various facilities that they have in there, the parking lot and so on. So here we are looking out over Lake Erie. You can see the horizon. It was a little bit hazy day there, but very, very calm lake. There's practically no waves, but Lake Erie being so shallow, it can go from being like that to having whitecaps on it within 30 minutes. There's another path that leads off to that observation tower that we saw in another video of mine, and there's the pavilion that you can see down there. The parking lot, very nice parking lot for quite a few people. You can see there's some cars in there, not a whole lot, because as I said, and you can tell by how low the sun is in the sky, that this was taken early in the morning. There's a nuclear power plant, and it looks like the wind is blowing out of the west-southwest because the evaporate is going out over the lake. So here we're going to drop back down and get ready to land. So I hope you enjoyed this quick visit to this park. It's a nice park. Thanks for stopping by and watching, and if you enjoyed it, leave a comment. Come back again soon.